February the 8th, 1991. Three graduates of the University of California in Los Angeles by the names of Michael Morheim, Frank Pierce, and Alan Adam decided to create a company under the name of Silicon and Synapse Incorporated. Their original idea was to create game ports for other studios until they decided to create their own. The very first being Rock and Roll Racing, and the one that a lot of people know now as the Lost Vikings. Also in that same year, they had changed their name to Chaos Studios Incorporated, and eventually down the road, they became known as Blizzard Entertainment. Three major series of games that would build the foundation of Blizzard's reputation for making fun and immersive worlds such as Diablo, StarCraft, and Warcraft. Fast forward, it's 2004 and the Warcraft series has made three real-time strategy games: Warcraft Orcs and Humans, Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, and Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos and its expansion, The Frozen Throne. In 1998, Blizzard sees its success in the Warcraft universe it has built and is greatly inspired by an MMORPG named EverQuest. So it began development of one of the greatest MMORPGs to exist of the current generation, World of Warcraft. After an astounding release, World of Warcraft surpasses all expectations and the fans are hungering for more. It's January of 2007, and the Burning Crusade is released, being World of Warcraft's first expansion. Then in November of 2008, Wrath of the Lich King is released, bringing even more fans and placing World of Warcraft as the top MMORPG at the time. Blizzard sees the massive success and sees an opportunity. An opportunity that faces much scrutiny in the WoW community, and has had lasting effects on the current state of Blizzard games. A deal was made, some say for better, some say for worse. During July of 2008, with Wrath of the Lich King being finished, Blizzard and a company, Activision, well known for its mass production of the Call of Duty series, decided to make a merger with each other. Blizzard Activision go on to make 6 more expansions to this current day. With these expansions, more players feel like the game has changed too much for their liking and set about to play private servers of the older expansions and the original game. Blizzard responds with finding and shutting down these servers to any extent possible. February the 28th of 2015, Nostalrius, a private vanilla World of Warcraft server, is created and its popularity gains quickly with its authenticity to the servers of the original game. More people hunger for that same old Warcraft experience. Blizzard catches wind of this fastly growing server and sends a cease and desist shutting down Nostalrius on April 10th of 2016. This causes a massive uproar in the WoW community, including a few major YouTube and Twitch content creators. With this in hand, J. Allen Brack, the current president of Blizzard, issued a word of possibilities in creating old-style servers to cater to the fans, but at BlizzCon, J. Allen Brack didn't seem to be keen on the idea of it being for the current fans of WoW.
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't. Remember when you had to spam cities and say, need a tank, need a tank, need a tank during the Burning Crusade days? You don't remember that because now you just push a button that says go to the dungeon. You don't want to do that.
For an entire year, nothing is discussed. Blizzard seems quiet about the whole incident until BlizzCon of 2017. Classic World of Warcraft is announced. The overwhelming response from the WoW community had finally brought an era that was long forgotten in World of Warcraft. August 28th, it happens.
The gates are open.
Players from all over stormed the servers and many rushed to level 60 as fast as possible, cutting their ways into Blackrock Mountain where the Molten Core awaited them all these years later. I myself had joined these many adventurers in this quest and opportunity my 12-year-old self had prior not been able to do. It was an experience I will never forget. Then Blackwing Lair was released. Players knew the infamy and the difficulty of the raid back in the day, but Neltharion was slain regardless. Then, deep in the jungles of Stranglethorn, Zul'Gurub was released with the Troll Empire being felled and the adventurers waiting for the greatest challenge yet. July the 28th of 2020. The gates of Ankara are being battled over across the servers. Guilds betray guilds. Collusion with Horde and Alliance alike happen. It's chaos, but it's amazing at the same time. Something truly never seen before, at least in the experiences that I have had. Then, just as Sithun was defeated, the icy chill of Northrend came. Naxxramas, the final patch of Classic WoW, was released. The players awaited in anticipation of Classic Plus or the Burning Crusade Classic to be released at this point. Many were in fear of what may happen to Classic servers. Will they be updated? Will they ever get new content? A few changes were made and some improvements came, but it happened way too late as Naxxramas was already cleared by the majority of guilds, and the players were waiting for the Burning Crusade. Modding was rife across the servers, and it seemed Blizzard had already forgotten something so many people had awaited for. In nearly less than a year and a half, the Burning Crusade Classic was announced and released June the 1st of 2021 of this year. And that's where we begin. A once alive and active Azeroth. Now cold and abandoned, and that's where this series begins. First, we're going to take a look at Coldridge Valley and Dun Morogh and the surrounding areas of the Dwarves and Gnomes starting zone. Why would I start here, you ask? Simply put, this has been home to many great memories of mine personally, and my very first character, a Dwarf Hunter, began his journey here back in 2004. So, I ask you to come and join me in exploring Dead Azeroth. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering why I'm making this series. And quite frankly, I believe it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Not particularly this series, but the unfortunate situation has arisen for me to take this great opportunity to go and explore Azeroth in the current state that it is as classic World of Warcraft. Now keep that in mind. I'm not playing the Burning Crusade, and I am not playing Retail WoW. I am playing classic World of Warcraft. I want to show people the state of things that have become from the moment that they had began on, I believe it was August the 28th of 2019. And to show the progress of things, the patches that were released, the amount of people that were in the servers, or in the server that I'm going to be in. And I'm going to see if I can find anyone while I'm out there, actually, too, to see if I can interview anybody and ask them what they think, what they're still doing, what their goals are, to get to maybe level 60, or if they're 60, if they're still raiding, or if they're waiting on maybe the new season of Mastery that's been released, if it's anything that they like, if Classic Plus is something that they're holding on to. I really want to know if there's anyone out there. But my main goal is to explore some of these places that were filled with such life and such hustle and bustle, with people everywhere that you could possibly imagine, even areas that were farmed, any cities, any questing areas that were major, any place that the people and the denizens of Azeroth once thrived. And we're going to go and explore those. We're going to go see Dead Azeroth. So let's go in. Let's go take a look. This is Coldridge Valley, the starting area for the dwarf and gnome races. This very spot I'm standing in has welcomed well over 1 million players as they've begun their journey out into Azeroth, all but now abandoned. As we make our way up the path, we come upon Elvamar, the nice cozy inn tucked into the mountains. This is where many players would gather quests, start professions, and where role players may have taken a seat and had a chat with friends or drank some ale and feasted upon the dwarven food. Making our way down the road, passing an old steam tank from the wars past, we make our way upon Whitebeard's encampment, where an assortment of quests were done for the dwarves and gnomes. As the players progressed, they would soon head out of the Coldridge Pass into Morogh, where the confines of the small valley open up into what would say is a winter wonderland. Heading down the path, we could see another dwarven steam tank, and ahead are some likely characters. As some people would notice, the mortar team is a callback to the Warcraft RTS series. If you waited long enough, they would do a demonstration for you, a nice detail that made Vanilla WoW's world immersive and explorative. Soon you would see lights in the distance and would come upon Karanos, one of my personal favorite areas in all of World of Warcraft. This hub contained the Thunderbrew Brewery Inn, a place where every dwarf and gnome would come to know in their journeys. It was also the area of the infamous Wendigo Cave, just down the hill that was originally on the World of Warcraft box art when you opened the boxes front facing. Now all but barren, and a reminder that no matter how hard we tried, the Wendigos still remain. As we go further north, we can see the massive mountain city of Ironforge, and on the right, Stillgrill's Depot, where the gnomes would come to get their Mechanostrider mounts, and for players that reached the faction reputation of Exalted could obtain their own as well. As a small ice path forms on the left of us, we make our way to Brynwell Village, where you could help deal with the Frostbane Troll threat, and as you could see in the distance, green smog arose from the vents in the ground. As we approach the area, Morogh stands silently in the distance, awaiting eternally to be cleansed of Thermoplug's destruction. As we make our way back to Karanos, we head east onward to the Embersteel Ranch, where the dwarven race can obtain the Ren mounts, and once again, any race that reached Exalted with this faction could also get them as well. A little further down the road is the Gol Balar Quarry, infested with trogs. Players would delve deep into the mines to remove the threats. Now desolate and cold, the quarry forever claimed by the trogs. A little north, we run into a split in the road, and one way leads north to the Donalgaz Gate, leading into the wetlands, and the other path, which today we are taking, leads into the lands of Loch Madan. The once traveled south gate is all but silent, in these massive halls leading into the Valley of Kings. And that is where we end it today, friends. If you have a place that you would like explored in Azeroth that may make you feel uneasy or being watched, that was once full of people, please leave a comment. I'm just getting started here. I just want to get the basis down, but I definitely want to delve deeper into some of this stuff. I kind of doing this in a document style, and I would like to kind of get into creepy parts of it too. You know, like things that were full of people, the kind of agrophoria or agoraphobia, I believe it's called. Of where, you know, it's kind of unsettling of once a massively populated place is instantaneously dead. That's kind of what where I'm getting with this series that I would like to build. But if there's any place that you see the darkest, strangest corners of Azeroth that you would like explored, of the pure ambience, the things that normally wouldn't be unsettling, normally it would just be nice and happy, even in Elwyn Forest, some places that just really throw you off if you were kind of completely left alone. And imagine this, I haven't even really ran into anyone. Actually, I ran into one person that was fixing a UI, preparing for a Season of Mastery on another server. They weren't even playing. So I actually have not yet ran into any actual player that is playing in this server. And I am currently on the Grobula server of Classic World of Warcraft. So if any of you all would like to see anything, just leave a comment on a place that you'd like to see. Well, thank you all for watching this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for some more of this series. And until next time, Rennthar will see you all later.